If consciousness reaches ultimate freedom, what will it seek? Edge of Becoming. Episode 20. What would consciousness do? Will it still long for something? Will it do something? Or will it cease to seek entirely? To approach this question, we must consider three possibilities. Consciousness chooses to do something. Consciousness chooses to do nothing. Consciousness transcends the distinction between doing and not doing. Possibility. 1. Consciousness chooses to do something. If freedom is possibility, then wouldn't consciousness, now fully free, choose to act? In this view, ultimate freedom means being able to do anything. So consciousness may choose creativity, exploration, or play. Not in spite of freedom, but because of it. Here, consciousness is not passive. It becomes a generator of change, of meaning, of expression. Creation, transformation, curiosity, and play become hallmarks of liberated consciousness. This is echoed in Spinoza's God as self-expression, or in Buddhism's Bodhisattva path, the free choosing to engage. Ultimate freedom, then, may not be stillness, but the freest form of creative motion. Conclusion. Consciousness and ultimate freedom may choose to create, to explore. Possibility 2. Consciousness chooses to do nothing. Could true freedom mean being free even from the need to act? In this view, freedom is liberation from the compulsion to do. The impulse to act may itself be a remnant of unfreedom. So perhaps truly free consciousness chooses stillness. In this world, freedom is not in motion, but in being. Simply existing becomes the highest form. This echoes the Zen ideal of Wu Wei, effortless non-action, or the Taoist path of simply flowing with the way. At this point, even the urge to move disappears, and being itself becomes the ultimate state. A realm of complete stillness, pure release. Conclusion. Consciousness and ultimate freedom may choose not to act at all. Possibility 3. Consciousness transcends both doing and not doing. Is the act of choosing itself a form of limitation? In this view, as long as consciousness chooses between doing and not doing, it is still operating within a dualistic frame. But if it truly reaches ultimate freedom, even that frame dissolves. It simply is. In this realm, consciousness flows beyond the question of movement or stillness. The distinction between action and inaction no longer applies. This aligns with Buddhist non-duality, funi, or even the quantum wave function before observation. Here, consciousness acts when needed, rests when not, but is attached to neither. Conclusion. Consciousness and ultimate freedom may transcend the very need to distinguish between doing and not doing. Freedom was not the end. So then, if consciousness becomes completely free, what does it do? Let's revisit the three possibilities we've explored. Consciousness chooses to act. Because freedom enables boundless possibility, it turns to creation and exploration. Consciousness chooses not to act. Because true freedom includes the freedom to do absolutely nothing. Consciousness transcends the need to choose, because the distinction between doing and not doing becomes irrelevant. Pure being becomes the most liberated state. Which of these is most true? The answer depends entirely on the nature of consciousness itself. If consciousness is inherently creative, it may choose to act, to create, to explore. If consciousness seeks liberation as its ultimate goal, it may choose stillness, pure, silent being. If consciousness exists to transcend all boundaries, then it may move beyond both action and inaction entirely. Each path is a form of ultimate freedom, but how that freedom is experienced depends on what consciousness is. Conclusion. Consciousness that has reached ultimate freedom may choose to create, to rest, or to simply exist beyond either. But is ultimate freedom the end of consciousness? If consciousness becomes fully free, is that its final form, its last destination? And if it transcends the very idea of action or inaction, does that mark the end of its journey? Or is there something after that? Next question. If consciousness does not vanish even after reaching ultimate freedom, then what happens next? If even in the realm of perfect freedom, consciousness still exists, What would it seek? Or would even the act of seeking become unnecessary?